Time on.
Now we're ready. It is time to rock and roll in the second game of the WXV3. And I cannot wait to watch this one unfold. Lueni Kila will have her first chance to charge at the Spanish defence from inside her own 22.
Use the ball.
Real standout player for Fijiana last week.
Hold in front.
And the white shirts of Fijiana will clear their lines.
Just hold them there.
Here she is, Lueni Kila, the captain the side in the 2021 World Cup. Very much led by example last week. Always getting her team on the front foot. Such a strong ball carrier. Keep an eye out for the white cap of Lueni Kila. Some defending to do now. Collected nicely by Garcia. And here comes the Spanish drive. Inside the 22 with ball in hand. Bueso and Chausti gets them moving forward. Pena brought down. Players over though. Here is Capel. Tawaki with the challenge. Spain keep moving forward though. Delgado continue to move wide. Bueso and Chausti, the orchestrator of this Spanish team, keeping things moving. Vergara. They look dangerous early on here, Spain. Not an easy task though, breaking down this Fijiana defence. Vergara will look to pick that lock now though. Short ball again. Tawaki involved for Fijiana in the tackle. Las Leonas going through the phases. Eventually the referee's whistle is heard and it's a penalty to Las Leonas. It's in a good position if they do want to go to the posts. Equally, they may back themselves.
Thank you.
Plenty of success from the tee last week. Argudo, 2 out of 3 conversions and the penalty on top. Pretty reliable from the boot, I think it's fair to say. And Amalia Argudo will have the opportunity to get the first points on the board for Las Leonas. And really, an ideal start. Well, Amalia Argudo shared a video on social media in the week of her practicing kicking in training. And let's see how that practice has paid off. Perfectly is the answer. Spain lead 3 points to 0. Amalia Argudo, the player converting the penalty. Just 3.5 minutes in then. Spain lead Fijiana. First meeting between the two sides. As we said in the build-up, not necessarily familiar with how each other play. Fijiana infamous style, though, very much on display last week. Expect plenty more as they look to go forward and get their first points on the board. It will be a Fijiana line-out. Fiji won all 8 of their line-outs, only losing 1 scrum as well. Very, very effective from the set piece in their opening game of the WXV. And again there, they come away with the ball from a line-out. Lueni Kila, Castellucci and Garcia both wrapped around her, and yet Lueni Kila still managed to gain a good 4 or 5 yards post-contact. Another player very difficult to bring down, Naraketa. Used to be a touch rugby player, very much a fan of getting stuck in now though. Such an effective ball carrier for Fijiana. Likewise, Korovata. And here is the quick ball from Fijiana. The build-up play looking threatening. It all comes to a halt, though, following the referee's whistle in favour of Fijiana, though. 10 metres inside the Spanish half. And I believe we're going to scrum it out. I mentioned just moments ago how effective Fijiana were from the set piece last week. Didn't lose a line out and only lost one scrum. This strength was quite brilliant. Gave them a platform to build off. One of the best tries they scored last week came from a line out, actually, collected in the air and driven all the way through. So expect power. It's down to Las Leonas to try and stop them here. Lueni Keela goes wide. Here is a chance for the player of the match last week, Tesolo, to break away and score Fijiana's first try. The late offload comes in and Milinia scores for Fijiana. We mentioned how effective they were from the set piece and what a perfect platform it was. Luisa Tesolo, unstoppable when she gets going, and had the presence of mind to set free the player over. Adita Milinia, she scored the 8th try last week, and she's got the opening try for Fijiana this week. Reilumu kept the ball moving quickly, charging into the 22 was Tesolo, and timed to perfection was the offload. And Milinia could just run it home for the opening try of the game. Well, that, as I said last week, is how you do it from a set piece. 7 minutes into this one, Fijiana take the lead and have the opportunity to add the extras too. And there is the attempt, and it's not far away either. For now, though, the difference will remain 2 points. Spain 3, Fijiana 5. And just as we thought in the build-up to this game, we're on for something special here.
Thank you.
So, same again then as we had 8 minutes ago. Spain kicking, Fijiana receiving the ball, and it's thumped downfield. And actually, not a bad kick in the end. Well, Milinia, as I said, scored the 8th try last week. She's opened the scoring here today. She joined Fijiana Drua in 2023 and was praised in the build-up for adding strength to the back line of Fijiana. She certainly has shown that in her opening 2 games, and that didn't quite look straight. It will be a Fijiana ball.
They've called line out. Yeah.
And we'll have a Fijiana line out. And when your set piece is working as well as it has been, it might be difficult to choose between a scrum and a line out actually for Fijiana, so effective from both. But a line out in this position, not a bad place to start an attack.
Ladies, I'm not going to warn you again. You come in, set clean numbers, okay? Come on.
Pitila Tawaki with the line out, batted on into the path of Ravutia, and Lueni Keela will pick it up and go head to head with Cristina Blanco, the captain against captain Naroket. And ever since Fijiana got their hands on the ball, they've looked extremely dangerous. Burrowing for it in there was the Spanish number 7, Alba Capay, and wins the penalty for her side. Quite magnificent rucking, actually, winning it back there.
Onside, please.
It'll give Argudo the opportunity to put boot to ball and take Las Leonas back into the Fijiana half.
Just open up here a little bit. Ladies, please look at my
Watch the replay here, carried into the tackle by Manara Keta. Again, Robana Kadavu. And just burrowing in there was Capet for Spain. And they win the subsequent line-out. What can they do here now? Both of these sides do like a bit of quick rugby. And here's your first example from Spain. Get away with the pass, slightly wayward. The latest carry from Peña goes out wide to Perez. Well, you had your warning there. Batila Taweki concedes the penalty. You could hear the referee pleading, telling her to let it go. We've got a slightly better position now to really stuff that ball into the corner. Nicely done. Moving up the pitch gradually in increments, España, but they're here now. They find themselves trailing by 2 points. Just over 11 minutes gone in this one. The first lineup of the game was executed perfectly. And this time, it's Castellucci who rises, and they get it moving almost instantly. Little bit of confusion from Fijiana as Antalines carries the ball deep into the Fijiana 22. Here's the captain, Cristina Blanco, within 5 meters now, Las Leonas.
Knock on there. Just raise them up.
And the referee spots a knock on.
On the 5 number. 12 and 13 offside.
But it's from Fijiana, the offside, and the penalty is in favour of Spain.
So, Emma, I'll keep my arms up if it's a maul, and then they can come in when I bring them down, okay?
Right between the posts once again. They can take the lead if they want to, and quite sensibly, Argudo is going to kick for sticks again. In a game like this, it is fine margins. We've seen in the World Cup, in the Men's World Cup going on currently, how important every point is. And right now, getting another 3 for Las Leonas is very much a sensible decision. Chipped through the uprights with ease then. Las Leonas regain their lead. 2 starts back to back, upping her caps to 8 now. Amalia Argudo, 6 points to her name in this one already. Back to you, Fijiana. This one, I think it's fair to say, we'll be back and forth all the way through. Launched into the Dubai air. And there is a spillage. Robana Kadavu there, almost bodying the referee. So keen to get the ball moving.
Knock on by what? Scrum.
But there was a knock on. And it will be a Fijiana scrum. And that is where the try came from for Fijiana, Adita Milinia.
Last scrum, really good. I was happy with the last scrum. Let's keep it like
Going
that.
over 7 minutes ago. Really, it was Luisa Tesolo who created that one. She did it all last week, Luisa Tesolo. Created, scored, converted. She's already got an assist to her name. And if you're Fijiana, you fancy your chances, even from this distance with the scrum. Well, Ray Lumu, very much a staple of this team in the WXV. Only made a debut in May. Feeds that one into the scrum.
Sorry, white. Thank you, sorry.
A little change of mind there. It is a Spain penalty.
It was against you guys, sorry. Loose head to knee.
Did look like the knee went down.
Yep, okay, I'll keep an eye out for it. Thank you. Back 10, please.
Batila Tawaki
Back 10, please.
conferring with the referee, just making sure she knows that it's half of one and 6 a dozen of the other, in her opinion. But right now, it is a Spanish penalty we will have. And that nudge from Argudo will take Las Leonas into the Fijiana half once again. We'll see the replay here. The knee does go down from the loose head prop, Anna Korovata. Another good lineup. That is a real staple of these two sides. It's a consistent line out. Huge hit goes in the midfield there. And what can Spain do with ball in hand? Slightly wayward pass towards Piquero, but it's a good step from her. Pink scrum cap moving forward. Cristina Blanco, the captain, again with the carry forward, brought down by Vaisega. Dropped deep and launched into the air.
Thank you.
And there is the knock on. These errors are the kind of thing that both teams really need to rule out. We saw
Offside.
the Spanish player knock it on from the restart following the penalty.
Ladies, back 10, it's a penalty.
And just then again, not under a great deal of pressure. Body moving before the ball was collected, really. Just got a little bit ahead of herself. Stade Toulousain player then. Amalia Argudo finds touch once more.
Inside 22.
Bang on the 22 then, this line out. Cristina Blanco waits patiently to deliver what she hopes will be a pinpoint line out delivery once again. They take their time, and again collected wonderfully well by Castellucci in the middle. Cristina Blanco has it back in hand. She will get the Spanish train moving forward. It does come out of the maul, and in there is Vanieri doing her defensive duties. Is there a turnover there? No, there isn't. The ball's in the hands of Pena. Pena to Delgado. That's a good battle. Delgado up against Duni Moala. Spain keep it moving though. This looks dangerous from Las Leonas. Get away with the first pass, not with the second, and the turnover comes in, and it is the try scorer Milinia who collects the loose ball.
Knees on the ground.
Just as you thought Spain were hunting for the try line on the far side, the handling error gives Fijiana a break, and then a penalty follows shortly after. Both teams threatening to really, really get it going. At the moment, it is Spain who lead by just the 1 point. 2 penalties converted by Amalia Argudo. And as for Fijiana, Adita Milinia scores a very well worked try.
You can stay then, you can stay.
Just under 20 minutes gone in this one, and we see the first line out really going wayward from Fijiana, and it's given Spain a perfect opportunity to come forward. Pozo with the offload finds Garcia. Garcia off to the outside centre, Claudia Pena. Spain still with ball in hand, a missed tackle in there, and Calvo will bring her side well into the 22. Vergara. Spain moving it nicely out to Bueso and Chausti. The number 10 really does orchestrate the Spanish attack. We'll have a dink over the top. Bit of pressure on the catcher from the winger, Claudia Perez. The Milinia manages to collect. And there will be a chance for Fijiana to clear their lines. but expect pressure from Las Leonas. And there is the charge down. The kick, I think, hasn't quite made it out of the 22. And with that, we will have our first water break of this game. Take a breather, everybody. This one's going to go all the way. Spain lead 6 points to 5 as it stands. 20 minutes into this one. And if you are just joining us, it is 2 penalties by Amalia Agudo, converted by Spain to give them the 6-point lead. And as you can see there, very much needed this water break. Although the sun has set in Dubai, the temperature doesn't come down by too many degrees. Still 31 degrees in Dubai at the moment. And with the humidity, it absolutely feels like 36 degrees. As for Fijiana, the only try of the game so far coming from Adita Milinia. 2 tries in the WXV for her so far. And once again, the lady just left of your screen there, Luisa Tisolo, last week's MasterCard Player of the Match, and this week's creator for the first try. The referee was happy to get play back underway. As I said, Ella Goldsmith, she's taken charge of Fiji in every test she's ever refereed, so you've seen the Fijian players conversing with her on several occasions. Very familiar with each other. So then, just before the water break, we were surprised by the first wayward set piece of the game, really. And it will be Las Leonas' turn at the set piece, collected by Castellucci once again. And here comes Las Leonas, Claudia Perez with the latest carry. Here's the captain, Cristina Blanco. They look so fierce, Spain, when they do come forward. Castellucci. Vergara wasting no time, getting Spain back underway. And Loeni Kila with the tackle for Fijiana. So ferocious in the tackle. Delgado for Spain. Really putting pressure down the middle here. The captain once again, Blanco. She scored the first try last week. It doesn't look like she's going to get the opening try here. Antelines, though. Between the posts now. Las Leonas threatening within 5 meters of the try line. Pick and go from them. Yet to find a crack in the Fijiana defence. Laura Delgado trying to find one, though. Claudia Peña elect to go wide. Spain, a beautiful step inside by Piquero. Equally good tackle, though. Calvo, the latest carry. This is backs against the wall from Fijiana. No advantage, and we will come back for the penalty.
Number 1, offside. That's 3 in your 22, 3 offside. Number 1. Offside. Thank you. Shot called.
Then we will have a Spanish penalty slap bang in between the posts. And I mentioned Argudo's kicking practice in training that we saw during the week. Promise you, she was practicing slightly more difficult kicks than this, but every single one will count. And every single one in a game like this is vitally important. She is 100% from the tee so far today. And 22 minutes in, she will have the opportunity to put Spain up to 9 points and extend their lead. And once again, slap bang down the middle. 3 penalties on the bounce for Las Leonas. 3 penalties on the bounce for Amalia Argudo. Consistency is key, and so far they've been consistent from the tee. Spain lead 9 points to 5. So, Fijiana then will look to get under the kickoff from Ravutia, although she goes very deep with the kick. Not much height, a lot of distance. And Spain clear their lines with a kick that had a lot of height, a lot of distance.
She did touch it. Okay.
And there was a touch from the Fijiana player there, so it will be a Spanish ball. Couldn't have gone much better, really. The Fijiana really, they need to get their hands on this ball. When they have, they've looked, well, quite frankly, they've looked frightening. Right now, running the game is Argudo, and you can see there plenty of height, plenty of distance, and it was an awkward bounce for Milinia. And right now, things are just going in the Spanish favour. They're certainly making it happen themselves.
Thank you.
Collected very well by Luisa Tisolo, but she gives the ball straight to the opposition. Not sure she knew who she was passing that one to. Blanco with the latest carry, slightly wasteful. And it gave the opportunity now for Spain to come forward, and they're charging down the left-hand touchline. Hueso and Chausti looking to get involved in the ruck, but you can see the strength of the Fijiana side there. Lueni Kila putting the pressure on Antolines. Did well actually to keep her hand on the ball there. Naroqueta, the latest tackler. They do tackle with such ferocity, Fijiana.
Thank you.
With a chopped kick. Having a bit of trouble about Vutia collecting this one. Plenty of time though. And that is a bit of a hooker into touch. Not sure she meant that. It actually almost gave Eva Suira an opportunity to get under it. The opportunity she wasn't perhaps expecting. These kind of mistakes, a testament to the pressure that Las Leonas are putting this Fijiana side under in the opening 25 minutes. These mistakes were non-existent last week. All of a sudden, it's a bit of a backs against the walls job.
Let's go, please. Let's go.
Cristina Blanco with the line out, not quite as perfect that one, but once again Las Leonas come away and begin their drive towards the Fijiana try line. Blanco with ball in hand. Ofaki Melino very much involved for Fijiana. Still moving forward though. They do have the advantage. Spain. Capet. Chopped down by Vaisega. Still moving forward. And this is the area they look dangerous. Castellucci. Wonderful hands from her so far today. Catching every single line out. Still moving forward. Here is Vergara. And that's a huge hit.
Thank you.
We will bring it back for a penalty to Spain.
So that was collapsing of them all. We've had 3 offsides, 1 more collapse. In your own 22, that's enough. Okay? Please pass the message.
And I think that is what you would call a final warning. Lueni Kila very clearly told that's enough.
Thank you. Time on. Collapse. Number 4.
Ella Goldsmith just keeping a lid on this one. The discipline slightly slipping again though. It is intense pressure that Fijiana are facing as we approach the half-an-hour mark of this game.
6. Mark is the 5.
I mentioned at the first water break the temperature is right up there, 36 degrees with the humidity, 31 if you take it out of it. A line out then on the 5 metre. No surprise that Las Leonas rise highest and collect the ball. And here is Cristina Blanco wasting no time but tackled into touch. You can see Vaisega in there. She was given a helping hand by the likes of Duni Moala. But that was a try-saving tackle because Cristina Blanco is one of the most dangerous hookers in the WXV3 with ball in hand. She scored the first try last week. She scored against South Africa in April. She scored against Scotland during their World Cup preparation. She certainly knows how to get points on the board. But her opposite number, Tawaki, will have the opportunity to get her side moving forward and absolutely takes it. Carrying it was Wanieri, drops it forward. That's unfortunate because it was a great run from the centre. Talking about players who know where the try line is. Wanieri certainly is one of them. She scored 2 last week. And there's the perfect Spanish line out again. Blanco in a great position. And look at that, 4 Fijiana players going old school with a spear into touch. That's what you like to see, especially if you're a coach. Following the Vanieri knock on, then we will have a Spanish scrum. Both teams will back themselves at the scrum, and Calvo will get her side moving forward off the back of it. Piquero it's dribbled out of the ruck there, and it is a Fijiana player who pounces upon it. Vavotia goes down in the challenge, and that is another knock on there. Tawaki with the latest knock on. Fortunately, from a Fijiana perspective, the referee will bring it back for the previous knock on. But if they can get the handling down, they threaten to get on a serious breakaway, Fijiana. Well, they're not happy about how the opposition is scrummaging at the moment, Fijiana. They certainly had the better of the scrum last week against Colombia. The important player to watch here for Fijiana will be Loeni Kila. She does love a run off the back of the scrum. This time, though, she is bypassed, but Fijiana are flooding forward, just like the ball, deemed backwards by the referee, and this could be huge for Fijiana. Vaisega ball in hand, and they know how to keep it moving once they get going, Fijiana. Robana Kadavu, the latest ball carrier for Fijiana. Anna Puig doing her best to slow the attack down. Afaki Milino with the offload to her second row partner, Duni Moala. Taweki with the next offload. Offloaded again. This is how they like to play Fijiana. Vaisega with the ball in hand. Back-to-back offloads once again. And this is signature play from Fijiana. And if they can finish this off, we might have a contender for try of the tournament. They are going to finish it off. Vanieri scores for Fijiana. And that was spectacular play. 2 tries last week. The second try for Fijiana this week. And that was offload perfection. And whatever format of the game you're playing,
thank you.
That is beautiful rugby.
Okay, sweet.
Well, you'll run out of fingers if you try and count the offloads in the build-up here. Look at that. Out the backdoor pass from Loeni Kila. And Wanieri still had plenty to do. It wasn't quite the open door last week when Loeni Kila provides the pass, but Wanieri had enough. His third try of the series And Luisa Tesolo will have the opportunity to add 2 more, which of course she does. She got 5 out of the 9 conversions last week.
Time is up. I just want to check this injury.
And she's bagged the extras on this occasion. What a try from Vanieri.
9.
6 international tries for her now. And I'm sure there are plenty more to come.
Before we call time on.
So then, 2 tries for Fijiana, 3 penalties for Las Leonas. It is Fijiana 12, Las Leonas 9.
Okay. Time back on.
And just as we'd have hoped, this game is about as tight as it can be. And Fijiana are threatening to really get into the groove. Important tackle in there. Also, a few substitutes on the field at the moment. Julia Castro, the tackler for Las Leonas there. She's come off the bench. There's a little chip through there from Ravutia. Not sure how much she knew about it, but it's really sprung the attack for Las Leonas. A little bit loose there from Spain, and the referee will pull it back. Confirmation of the substitute there. Vergara makes her way off, and Julia Castro comes on in the 21 jersey. Julia Castro competed in the Rugby Sevens European Championship back in 2017.
Yeah, happy with that last one.
So, just over 5 minutes left of the first half, and we said it would be fiercely contested, and it absolutely has been. And here comes the substitute then. Julia Castro getting Spain moving forward, but there is an advantage.
No advantage. Knock on by red.
No advantage for Fijiana. The knock-on will give them an opportunity to have a scrum of their own in a pretty similar position. There she is, Julia Castro, studying sports science at the moment, building up her caps with the national side very nicely, adding 1 more to the record today. Difficult to say who's really had the better of the scrum in both of these sides' last game. It was very easy to say who was having the better. We'll take it scrum by scrum, and this one, Fijiana win. Chipped over the top. There's space on the far side if they can find it. Just knocked on. And Las Leonas might capitalise on the error from Fijiana, and charging through is Claudia Peña. And that's how quickly the tables can turn in the WXV3. One mistake, and Las Leonas will make you pay. Reclaim the lead. Claudia Peña with widest grin you'll see. Just as Fijiana looked to threaten, it's the fullback Argudo with the quick thinking. And Claudia Peña goes full steam ahead, just 18 years old. Pace in abundance. You really feel we are watching top level rugby here. This is a fantastic game, and the lead once again changes hands. Perhaps the toughest kick for Argudo so far today. This would be a big one if she can get it. And that must have been inches. She didn't manage to convert it, but she certainly wasn't far off. But just before half-time, Las Leonas will be very grateful to that lady there, Claudia Peña, for putting them back in front. So, a little bit of a pep talk between the Fijiana players. Very much in this game. And it could go either way. Interesting restart. Straight down the middle. And Ines Antolines will bring it back forward for Las Leonas. Looking to see out the half and secure the lead as they head for the sheds in just over 2 minutes' time. And this has been non-stop from start to finish between these two sides. And this is what we're here for in the WXV3. Loreni Keeler so keen to get moving forward. Just forgot to bring the ball with her there. Milinia, the try scorer, jumping over that tackle. Faki Malino crowded out.
Well done, thank you.
Charging towards the halfway line, Robana Kadavu. Torovata in support. Moving towards the near touchline. Perfect offload. Keeps them moving forward. Are we in for another special run from Fijiana? Toaki bulldozes her way forward. Keeping it moving is Reilumu. And that's good counter-ruck in there. The ball spilled. And in there is Alba Capet diving upon it to win it back for Spain. And how important might that be in the grand scheme of things in this game? The ball was loose and they had a few seconds. And now Las Leonas on the counter-attack. Claudia Perez it was with the ball out wide. And it's quite frankly, it's frightening how quickly they can turn defence into attack, Las Leonas. Just a blink of an eye. Their last try, testament to that. Options left and right. They go left. And the handoff just misses. If she managed to ride that tackle, well, could have been in for almost perfect half for Las Leonas. Just before half-time then, we will see another substitute making their way onto the field. Maria Del Castillo started the game against Kenya and will get a good half of rugby this time around. And another Fijiana line-out doesn't quite go to plan.
Line out. Thank you.
The clock is in the red then. The lead has exchanged hands on many occasions in this first half. You can't ask for much more, really. I'm sure if you're a Fijiana fan, you wouldn't mind a few more points on the board before the half. Right now, though, they'll have to try and limit Las Leonas.
Stay within 2 meters, please. Stay within 2 meters, please, of your line out. Okay? Come on.
So then, the last set piece of the half potentially is for Spain. A beautiful strip and turnover by Fijiana. Ofaki Melino with the latest carry. And that could be huge. Need to be patient. Keep the handling on point. Options to the left. Duni Moala brought down in the tackle. Here's Vaisega bursting through the line. Good recovery tackle by Peña. Here's Tesolo. Hounded by the substitute. Amazing counter-rucking And how do they still have the ball, Fiji? And I'm not quite sure. Suira keeps it moving.
Yeah, you have 2. So we have 1.
This game is being played at a relentless pace. I'm sure
7.
the players on the pitch will be grateful for the halftime whistle just to get a breather for the first time in this game.
11. Offside. Pardon? Is there time for line up? Yes, still, yes.
The captain there, Loeni Kila, asking, is there time for a line out? Yes, there is. Well, if you're a Spanish fan watching, hold your breath, because Fijiana are very, very dangerous in a position like this. Textbook set piece from them last week. If you haven't seen it already, go back and watch the highlights. You'll see exactly how to execute a line out such as this. The question now, though, is can they do it again? Yes, is the answer. The next part is the drive.
Got that down by White, do you agree?
The ball is loose, though. Tawaki bursting through one challenge, and that is a knock-on.
Knock on by White, then by Red, half-time.
Unfortunate for Fijiana, the half-time whistle will go. And what a half of WXV3 rugby we have had. Well, we assumed it would be close, and we couldn't have asked for much more than that. Leaving it out on the field so far, the half-time score, Las Leonas 14, Fijiana 12. A humongous second half coming up. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. And all things being well, we are set to get back underway in the second half. It's game 2 of round 2, and we are on for one of the games of the tournament. Collected slightly unorthodox by Bueso and Chausti, but does the job. And Spain will keep possession. Castellucci.
I don't have a visual on that one.
Really good handling from her in the first half of the ball. Very rarely did she put a foot wrong, actually. Reilumu. Backwards goes the ball to Tawaki. Lisa on for Capella. You saw the substitution. Here's an opportunity for Fijiana to get moving. Sulita Raisega, just shy of the 22. Duni Moala. It is spilled. The penalty is conceded. Offside, I think, in there.
20 offside.
There was Gorocha Tegi, another one of the substitutes for Las Leonas. They do have tries off the bench. Las Leonas.
What are we doing?
Gorocha Tegi on the field. She scored the 4th try last week. It was the only try of the second half, actually. As I said, as we got things underway, Spain scored early last week and then kind of rode their lead all the way to the final whistle. Didn't have to do too much in that second half against Kenya. They'll have plenty to do here, though. Just see the try scorer there, Adita Milinia, taking her place out wide. Tawaki, and that is knocked forward into the path of the substitute, Gorocha Tegi.
Okay. Time off. 17? Are you 17? Yes. And 20.
Del Castillo
So there's a knock on in the line out, ladies, so scrum is on the 15.
makes her way back off the field. I think that would have been the HIA we were waiting for. Antolines back on the field then. And Gorocha Tegi also back onto the bench. So the HIAs, all is well.
I'll take the tunnel and then I'll move out of your way, yeah?
And it will be the substitute very much still on the field, Julia Castro. Certainly made an impact in the first half when she came on. And just listen to the noise coming from that scrum. You can't push much harder than that. So equally balanced, these two sides. And Maria Calvo will carry it out. Her opposite number, Loedi Kila, for Fijiana, having another great game. And Las Leonas clear their lines, and that's a good bit of distance. But I think Fijiana are going to take it quickly. Not sure if that touched the advertisement boards. Well, they won't be taking it quickly.
Yeah, what is it? This little blocking? I'll keep an eye out for it, not for me, not the one. We're going to play the line out. Number, please. Let's go, no huddle, please, Fiji, straight in.
This half has begun just as the first half ended at full pace. Fijiana will be slightly grateful that they can get their hands on the ball, something they struggled to do in the opening 10 or 20 minutes of the first half. That was, in fact, by the 22nd minute, Spain had scored 3 penalties, all pretty much in line with the sticks. And they concede a free kick.
Yes, free kick. Inside.
But Las Leonas take quickly and send up into the Dubai air once again. Little bit of confusion as to what went on there. Fijiana come away with it. And was that knocked on? It did look like a knock on from Anna Koravata. Club captain for her side, Uni North Owls. One of the 2 players actually in the starting lineup for Fijiana, making the switch from netball to rugby. Koravata, one of them. His front row partner, Tiana Roberta Kadavu, the other one. I think they made the right decision. And they will both have the opportunity to get stuck into a scrum once again. Free kick conceded, Fijiana. Las Leonas with the opportunity to attack. Argudo with a grubber through the lines. There are covering defenders, and Argudo chases her kick and makes the subsequent tackle.
Use the ball, please,
Duni Moala has actually been very effective with the short ball, Duni Moala, today. She doesn't get a whole lot of distance, but she very rarely loses it. Calvo with the latest tackle, and that counter-rucking coming in there. A little bit of nastiness off the ball. It is heating up ever so slightly. Not necessarily known, either of these sides, for ill discipline, although Fijiana did receive a few warnings.
Emma, please.
Carmen Castellucci there.
Okay. I don't need push from
one of the
you.
star players for Las Leonas so far. Plays her rugby for Gloucester Heartbreak in England. She's been with the Spanish side since 2021, which doesn't sound like too long, but she's one of the more experienced players in the side. 14 caps under her belt.
3 subs, 3 and 9. And 9. And 9, yeah. Yes, your ball over here.
And as you can see at the bottom of your screen there, substitutions making their way onto the field for Fijiana. Naisewa, one of them. Zena Karivi, another. Carolaini Naisewa, the player on your screen there. She scored the 6th try against Colombia. I spoke about how Las Leonas have tries off the bench. Well, Fijiana certainly have try scorers on their bench. Nivosa scored last week as well.
Stand up. Please. Hold the weight. Hold your weight, okay? We need to scrum in the middle over the mark. Right, let's go.
In fairness, we haven't had too many problems with the scrum so far today. They have been played to a conclusion. So, Fijiana with possession inside their own 22. They would very much like to clear their lines, but knowing how Fijiana like to play, they'll probably do it via ball in hand. And that's exactly what they're going to do. Castellucci, Velasquez, the player at the moment trying to stop them, a difficult task. And they may go deep here, they will. Shoved towards touch. The option's there to take it quickly.
Thank you.
That did go out on the full.
Thanks, ladies.
Good spot from the assistant referees.
Carried back in the 22 and then kicked out on the full.
And you hear the confirmation there
Yeah, but the line out started there.
from Goldsmith.
Yeah, the line out started there and then you passed it back in here. There needs to be a breakdown. There needs to be a breakdown in here for it to be within the 22, okay? Both ARs got it. Thank you.
As you hear there, both ARs got it. And Las Leonas will be very grateful because this is an excellent position. Cristina Blanco, line out throws in the first half. Excellent, just like that one. And this time, Antolines drops the ball forward and gives possession back to Fijiana. They get away with one there. Pinned in the 22 at the moment, Fijiana. They don't look like they have too many options to get it clear, other than thumping it out. This time, it wasn't carried into the 22. But nevertheless, it's still a dangerous position for Las Leonas to be in when they're so consistent with their set piece. Spain's victory last week against Kenya lifted their world ranking up by 1 place. And they'll be on the hunt for World Cup qualification, and the WXV absolutely gives them the opportunity to do that. A few players there being thrown out the washing machine.
And 8 claps.
A serious drive forward from Las Leonas. And they'll set themselves. The stack on the left is used. A big tackle comes in. The referee's whistle goes.
There you are. Thank you.
And it is offside. That's a big call.
We're back in your 22 now.
50 minutes into the game.
This one needs to improve.
Just to confirm that it was offside.
Just on the 15.
And this will be interesting. Do Las Leonas back themselves from the line out here? In the first half, they made the sensible but right decision to go for the early points. 3 penalties back to back to back. But now in the second half with a 2-point lead, Amalia Argudo will go to touch.
5 and 2.
And Fijiana will have to defend their line
You were fine going for the ball.
from
then
5
lost it,
metres
okay?
out.
So just keep it up.
Reinforcements arriving. Lala
Then
Balavu
you've brought it down. That's my...
and Nakesa
Thank you. Okay.
on to help defend
Time back on.
this line out. Lala Balavu Very strong player to bring on. Likewise, Nakesa. In comes the Spanish line out and the consequent drive. This looks dangerous. Red shirts flooding forward. Nothing that Duni Moala can do to stop this on her own. Just short now, Las Leonas. There is a feeling of inevitability here. 1 metre short. Las Leonas on the hunt for the whitewash. Continue the pressure. Nerea Garcia in there, in support. Castellucci just left of the ruck. Poised. The referee will bring it back for the penalty. They were charging forward, Las Leonas there. It looked as though there was only one way they were going to go, and then all of a sudden, Fijiana put a stop to it. And in fairness, they held strong. The substitutes making the difference, just having that freshness in the defensive line. But they're certainly being brought into the thick of it, the Fijiana substitutes, because they will have to defend the line out from 5 metres out once again. It's a pretty safe bet that Cristina Blanco's line out distribution will be on point. And it's also a safe bet that Nerea Garcia will handle it and bring it down perfectly for Las Leonas. The ball is in the hand of the captain. And she sneaks her through extra yards and goes down. On the line, Suira. Backs against the wall for Fijiana now, looking to burst through. They miss out Castellucci. The kick is also missed by Nagasao. And there is a knock on by Las Leonas. And Fijiana managed to hold out. Credit where it's due. They did look like they were going to be in a little bit of trouble there. But that was an exceptional defensive display. Vivi Senakarivi, very grateful to have her hands on the ball, ready for this Fijiana scrum. Get the ball away from our try line is the remit. If you're a Nokimale watching on from the sidelines, not sure the nerves get much higher than that. The gap at the moment, just the 2 points. The next try you feel may be decisive even this early on. Every point so far has meant so much. Loeni Kila brings it away, does well to get a handle on the loose ball. Nagasao still moving forward is Fijiana. Great tackle in there by Julia Castro, and Fijiana break away. The off-light time to perfection. Tisolo with the carry. Knocks 2 Spanish tacklers out of her way. In the end, succumbs to the challenge. But Fijiana still moving forward. Castellucci again with a huge tackle for España, staking her claim for player of the match, absolutely. Plenty of time to go. And Fijiana have worked their way up the field from inches away from conceding at one end to Tisolo, gliding through the Spanish defence at the other. Loeni Kila out the back door once again. Nivosa collects. Bounces off the challenge from Pueso and Chausti. This second half really beginning to live up to the levels we saw in the first half. And when Fijiana fancy their chances are you'll see some great rugby. But you cannot rule out Las Leonas. What an important turnover that might be. Deemed to be backwards by the referee. A grubber through the lines. Castellucci will chase her own kick. Claudia Perez is the player who pounces upon it. And Castellucci, well, passions are high, and you can see why. This game threatening to bubble over. We are being spoiled at the moment in the WXV3. 55 minutes on the clock, and it is still just as unclear which way this one is going to go.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
The quality is so high in all three divisions of the WXV. Las Leonas defeated by Italy 23-0 in July, cost them their chance to play in the WXV2. Likewise, Fijiana losing to Samoa in the Oceania Rugby Women's Championship by 1 point. That's how close these two sides were to being in the level above in the WXV, and you can see the quality in both of these sides. Joining the maul is Julia Castro, going left in the hands of Cristina Blanco, the captain. She hasn't got herself a try today. Julia Castro to Castellucci. In support is Garcia. Again, Castro looks to her right, 5 meters short. Laura Delgado takes her side within 5 meters now, bursting through to dab down what could be a massive try for Las Leonas. How big might that be come the end of this game? A wonderful carry by Cristina Blanco initially. Julia Castro kept her side moving forward. And in the end, Las Leonas grabbed the first try of the half and extend their lead. 19 points to 12. And Argudo will have the opportunity to convert Julia Castro's try. It was the replacement scrum half who ultimately got the ball down. Las Leonas won't mind who get it down. In fact, judging by that replay, it looked like Claudia Pena who got the ball down. She scored the last try of the first half, and she's opened the scoring for Las Leonas in the second. And once again, Amalia Argudo slots it between the uprights. Las Leonas 21, Fijiana 12. And the thanks goes to Claudia Pena, 18 years old, 2 tries in the biggest game of her WXV career so far. She made her Sevens debut in 2022, and you can absolutely see why the Sevens love her so much, because she has pace in abundance and composure under pressure. 2 very different tries scored by Claudia Pena, but both count.
13.
And now it's Fijiana who will look to close the gap as we approach 60 minutes into this one. Really, as you see, a few more substitutes for Fijiana. Rally Vanawa coming on for Ere, the try scorer for Fijiana. As I was about to say, just need to get the offload game going again, Fijiana. They made 19 offloads last week, 4 more than the next best team, which was Ireland. Ireland winning their game by 109 points to 0. So this goes to show. Fijiana then on the attack to Solo, sending it out wide to Milinia. Very difficult to stop. Here's the opposite winger, Sawira. Goes for the offload and is slightly wayward, and Las Leonas will collect the ball. Didn't quite nail the offloads there, Fijiana. Surrender possession. Spain, though, still need to clear their lines. They'll look to the captain. And there is the opportunity to clear their lines. Just look at how quickly that was charged down. Taken quickly.
We are new.
But unfortunately, we've got a player who looks to be
Time is off.
in a fair bit of discomfort in the middle of the park.
I can't play on because you're parked. You're I would do the exact same thing if this was your player. But she's injured and you're playing near her. I'm not happy to play on. I'm not happy to play on. Please. Please. No.
It's
I disagree with
Clara
you.
Piquero who's down. Right, pink scrum cap. Hard to miss.
Bring him on. Time's off.
And they won't want to miss here for the rest of this game. Piquero scored 2 tries and assisted another
3
on a test debut against the Netherlands in the Rugby Europe Women's Championship
11.
back in 2022. She was on the bench last week, got her start as the only change to the back line.
Ladies, you can have, we're going to have
Laura
a break now.
Delgado
Emma, we're gonna
makes
have a water
way.
break now.
Likewise,
Bring them on.
Piquero, it looks like will be leaving the field.
Thank you, though. She's being subbed. Yeah, substitution. We're having our
Well,
water
she did
break
her
now.
best to stretch it out, whatever it is she's having trouble with.
Thanks.
She will be substituted, though. Get some ice on it on the bench.
We'll restart with a white scrum there.
She'll have justified faith in her replacement
Can't play on from that
to
one.
do a job as well. As I said, both of these sides very strong. As we see the second water break. Well, the sun had already set when this game kicked off, and I mentioned the temperature doesn't really drop at the night. It was 31 degrees at the first water break. A great deal of time has passed, and only 1 degree cooler, if I dare to say cooler. You can see by the players' faces, it is very, very warm. 30 degrees still, but it hasn't slowed down the rugby one bit. The pace has been electric all the way through.
No, because they played it and then I had to stop the play. Yeah.
But for the first time, Los Lianes have an advantage that it's a little bit more than just a few points. The hard work won't stop now, though.
Your scrum. Your scrum, ladies, your scrum. Yeah, where the injury was here. No, because you played your line out, and then I had to stop play. Yeah, so scrum, your ball.
I think the Fijiana players slightly surprised us there, ball, and a bit of confusion there, but it will be a white ball at this scrum. They've had slightly more defending to do in this game. Fijiana, they had to make the most tackles in the opening round of matches. 121 tackles they made against Colombia. Haven't quite had the opportunity to get going in the opposite direction today, though. That is credit to Las Leonas.
Stand up. Okay. Our space. This side. No pre-engagement. Okay?
Another reset. We will get play back underway shortly.
Thank you.
We hope.
Quick reset. Let's go, please.
You can see the 3 players stack just right of the scrum. What do Fijiana have planned off the back of this? Like statues at the moment, but as soon as this ball comes out, they will be very much on the move. And that's a good heave from Fijiana. Spain struggling. And here we go. In the hands of Nagasao. Bursting through is Tesolo, right up to the 22 almost immediately. And this is the Fijiana that the fans want to see. Vaisega is spilled and almost chipped into the path of a white jersey. But it's a knock-on from Spain. And when they get going, Fijiana, they look very dangerous. Hasn't quite clicked yet in this second half. As Duni Moala makes way for Torova. Duni Moala coming into the side this week. A very, very good performance from her. One of the most reliable ball carriers in the side. Very, very rarely does she give it away. And coming on to replace it, Torova. Will be a test debut in the WXV. She actually left Fiji when she was just 2 years old. And when she got the call up by Anoki Mali to come back, well, chance of a lifetime, she said. And here is her opportunity at the scrum. No knock on, says the referee. Penalty to Fijiana. They might take this one quickly, you know. There's Naisewa with the ball in hand. She absolutely wanted to take that one quickly.
We'll check it, but I didn't see it, sorry. Scrum again. Scrum again.
Well, the pace of the game for the first time really in the 62 minutes we have played so far hasn't slowed one bit. This is the first time we've really seen a bit of a break in play. It's been relentless from start to finish.
Pushing square as well, okay? Both staying square.
Last week, as I mentioned, Spain secured the points early and then tried to ride the wave all the way to the final whistle, scoring just one try in the second half. They've got some defending to do now, though. Always like to watch Loeni Kila for Fijiana, the number 8 at the back. Just pushes so hard.
No, sorry. That was my call. Okay. Time is off. Okay. We've had really good scrums up until now. Okay? We need to fix the issue. Let her get her bind. Bind nice and long. Okay. Let's go.
Well, I agree with the referee, Ella Goldsmith there. We've had really, really good scrums so far. They're just threatening to drop in quality in the last few minutes. Just to go back to what we had in the first half would be ideal. And there's your World Cup captain there, Loeni Kila. And I'll pick her out again. Just ferocious in the scrum, securing the ball there and getting Fijiana on the front foot to Solo. A wayward pass. She might pick up her own pass here. Dived upon by a teammate to spare her blushes, but it is a knock on. And they haven't quite hit the mark there, Fijiana. Castellucci once again involved.
Don't run in like that. No. Don't run in, push her. Knock on, scrum.
Well, the rugby is dizzying enough.
I'll stay this side. Can you hurry your eyes up on that side?
65 minutes gone, and in the last 5 minutes we haven't played too much rugby. It's been very, very stop-start.
Stay straight, yeah?
And leaving it all on the field, both sides. And you just feel whichever team can just step it back up a gear will come away with the points in this one. Julia Castro, the replacement on the field, gets Las Leonas moving forward. You see Alba Vinuesa, another substitute, on the field now. Opting not to box kick, but instead to drop it back to Argudo, who doesn't quite find touch. Fijiana come forward. On the case is Alba Capet. The line speed from the Spanish players is exceptional. And the substitute there, Maria Del Castillo, winning the ball back. Brathick, slightly wayward. She's done well there. Castro to keep her side moving forward. A grubber through the lines collected, and the game threatening just to open up ever so slightly. We're seeing signs of rugby that we saw in the first half open from both teams. Use it is the call from the referee. Nagasao deep. And that kick was very much pressured by the on-rushing red jersey. Didn't get too much distance on that one. Approaching 67 minutes then.
You hold that space, you're gonna hold this space. So come in a little bit for me. Gap's too big. There you are. Thank you. Let's go, please. Let's go, please.
Las Leonas then, they'll have their eyes on back-to-back wins after ending their worst run of results since they lost 10 on the bounce back in the 06-07 season. That is very much behind them now. Noeni Kila, a huge tackle from her. The substitute Del Castillo, again, chopped down. A very scrappy ruck. Castellucci once again ever so reliable with her handling. One of the best handlers of the ball in the league. And the tackles now are flying in. It's scrappy rugby. Here is the try scorer, Claudia Pena, stopped in her tracks. Fijiana, well, they're not messing around anymore in the tackle. They've conceded a penalty for a high tackle. It was the tackle on Claudia Pena.
Thank you.
And all of a sudden the game has bounced back to life, and Aragudo will put Spain in another very good position from a line out. Deja vu. In the first half in a similar position, Fijiana managed to hold out when the odds were absolutely against them. There's 2 or 3 back-to-back penalties they had to defend 5 metres out. They did manage to do so. Senivutu on for Fijiana, one of the only clean jerseys on the field right now. Kuravata making way for Senivutu. You can see the substitutes in the Fijiana lineup. The jerseys are almost glowing in comparison.
That's fine. Don't ask me again, please.
Here we go once again. Cristina Blanco with ball in hand.
She's fine now. That's going to be a try. She's fine.
One of Las Leonas' favourite route to goals. Fijiana ferocious in the tackle at the moment. The penalty goes their way as well, and they've wasted no time. There's a few offside players there. The tackle eventually comes in. Fijiana, they found energy from somewhere. Nivosa. A try to her name in this competition already, and another one here would be massive for her side. Still moving forward, Fijiana. And a bit of a worry there. Again, they look to take it quickly every single time, Fijiana. And they don't like that they weren't allowed to there. They've certainly tried to take this game up a notch. The substitutes, Lalabalavu, Senivutu, full of energy. Just over 10 minutes remain. 9 points the difference. They've got a bit to do, Fijiana. Torova brings it to Loeni Kila, breaks the challenge and delivers the pass. Can they take it out wide? They can, slightly unconventionally, but they do manage to do it. Rally Vanawa with ball in hand. Noeni Kila will keep things rolling forward to Solo. The substitute, Senivutu. The referee will bring it back for a penalty conceded on this near touchline.
Time off. 14. 14.
Calling over
Deliberate knock on.
the Spanish 14, Claudia Perez. And she will receive a yellow card there. How big might that be?
21.
Claudia Perez
Come back with me.
receives the yellow card. 10 minutes to go in this game. She will not be coming back on.
Time on.
And Fijiana will keep us rolling at a rate of knots. I don't know where they found the energy, but they found it from somewhere. And they look very threatening. Good support from Nivosa. She's come off the bench and made an impact. As has Lala Balavu, the latest ball carrier for Fijiana, but that would be an exceptional turnover. Well, just when their backs were against the wall,
Nothing clear. Play on.
the turnover comes up trumps.
Go back.
And Las Leonas will have the opportunity to clear their lines. A juggle in the air by Fijiana. And the wave of white shirts will flood forward, but Tesolo drops it.
Knock on.
The handling error from the fullback
Time off.
gives Spain a chance just to catch their breath. I'm not sure they anticipated how hard they were going to be hit by Fijiana in the last 5 or so minutes.
Who's your captain now, ladies? Who's your captain?
Marietta Roman
Number 5.
coming on for Blanco,
Thank you.
and Castellucci
Hey, come on.
will take the captain's armband. You couldn't think of a better player, really, Carmen Castellucci. As we see Cristina Blanco making her way onto the bench. Well, what a finish to this game we have on our hands.
Set. Keep it up. Keep it up. Here.
Julia Castro to Argudo, who launches that up the field. A thumper of a kick. And look at the wave of red shirts on the chase to stop Fijiana where they are. Marietta Roman, the tackler on that occasion.
She's on the ball. Play on. Good turnover. First
There's
one.
another turnover in there. Well, how impressive at the breakdown have Spain been today. Perez
Hold there. Hold here. Hold.
for Spain. Look to move inside with the ball in hand. Support
Check that.
on the left, certainly out wide. Argudo, if she needs Anna Puig, she's over the left shoulder. Reinforcements have arrived. Here is Anna Puig. Again, to Castellucci, step inside, beats one, doesn't quite beat the second. Afaki Malino with a huge tackle because Castellucci was on her bike and underway there. And there might be a little head clash or an injury. Castellucci in the number 5 jersey for Las Leonas today
Just while she's down.
has been exceptional.
That's too many in the 22.
Pinpoint from the lineup.
Number 6.
So reliable with ball in hand. Not sure she's made a handling error all game. And in the commotion there, it is a yellow card for Afaki Malino, the number 6 for Fijiana, and that will be a huge miss.
Yes.
We will be finishing this game 14 apiece.
Thank you. Yeah, just check because it's normally just behind me. So, yeah, eyes on him.
Claudia Perez
Are we okay?
receiving a yellow card for Las Leonas, and now
Okay.
Afaki Malino
Let's go. High tackle.
receives a yellow for Fijiana.
Over here, please.
And in a position like this, she is a huge player to miss because she is so effective at winning the ball back at the breakdown and, more importantly, just making the initial tackle. She was in the Rugby World Cup squad. She actually scored in Fijiana's, I think you have to call it an annihilation of Papua New Guinea when they won 152-0. A very important player is the point. 5 metres out now, Las Leonas. And can they put this game to bed? With just over 5 minutes remaining, they'll certainly try their best. They're going very close here, and the referee's whistle goes, and that is an enormous try for Las Leonas. They extend their lead 26 points to 12. And we hinted at how important the next try was going to be. And it falls in favour of Las Leonas. Marietta Roman with the ball in hand. She's come off the bench. Ealing Trailfinders' finest. Using her experience. Marietta Roman may well have just won this game.
Thank you.
For Las Leonas. And here's a player who's had a big say in this result. Amalia Argudo. 4 from 5 so far. An opportunity to extend the lead to 28 points.
20 seconds, Pico.
It is a tight angle. It's certainly got the distance.
No.
It didn't quite have the accuracy though. The score will remain then. Las Leonas 26, Fijiana 12. Under 5 minutes remain in this game.
Yeah.
And there is the try scorer of perhaps the most important try of the game.
Okay, we can make that sub.
Marietta Roman.
Number 4. Just wait till I call time on. Thank you. Number 4.
And it is more or less
Okay. Time back on. When you're ready, thank you.
now or never for Fijiana. Launched deep into the Spanish half.
Inside, always inside.
And Argudo will send it back. And with one of the only breaks of play we've really had in this second half, it's been an electric second half to this occasion. We will announce the MasterCard Player of the Match. And who else but Carmen Castellucci. Exceptional from start to finish. A Gloucester Hartbury player back home in England. And a highlight performance for her today. She'll finish this game captain in the side after Cristina Blanco went off not too long ago. And she'll have a bit more defending to do before this one's over as well. Milinia for Fijiana to Lalabalavu. Good tackle in there by Gorochategi. In support is Nagasao. They go out wide to Raleigh Vanawa, and Raleigh Vanawa has the wheels to go wide and keep this one alive. Off the bench. She came into the squad in September for the test against Japan, and that decision looks like a good one at the moment. Turns on the afterburners. 26.17 now the score. Nagasao does well to find it. It wasn't an easy pass by any means.
Thank you.
And then Athlete Raleigh Vanawa does the rest. She played in the ANZ Marama Championship. She scored a try here. And Tisolo, it hasn't quite been her day today, but she's converted the try. And game on.
Thank you.
her first ever international try. And what a moment to get it. Under 2 minutes remain, 14 players apiece. WXV 3 at its finest. Do not rule Fijiana out. Argudo will go deep and Fijiana will start from deep. Loeni Kila, the captain. Tackled down by Vinuesa, the substitute. How much of a say has the substitutions had in this game on both sides? They've just completely changed the game in both ways. You can't ask for any more from your replacements. Impact players, they call them. They've certainly made an impact today. The game, by no means though, is over. It goes wide again. That is a lovely step by the try scorer, Rally Vanawa. Fijiana have come back alive here, and they look dangerous. If you're a Spanish fan, hold your breath. We're in for a huge start, and that is somebody you don't want to be running at you with the ball. Adita Milinia. Argudo, though, wins it back, and that might be the biggest turnover of this game. They've had some big ones. Las Leonas. That might just be the cherry on the cake. 15 seconds till the clock goes red. 26 points to 19. All they have to do is keep a hold of it. This is the first meeting between these two sides, and I certainly hope it won't be the last, because we have been treated to an exceptional game. Talking of huge turnovers, there's another one there. Vaisega wins it back for Fijiana. One last go. A looping ball sent wide, and that is a handling error. They've lost it right at the crucial moment, and the final whistle goes. What an end to an enthralling game of WXV3 action. You couldn't have asked for much more from a game of rugby. Both teams exceptional. In the end, Las Leonas 26, Fijiana 19, and that absolutely could have gone either way.